4 years ago, I decided that I was just going to ride my bike to work every day. I realized it was only 5 miles from my house, and it was kind of silly to ride and to drive my car, that I should just do it every day. But then I got a new job down in San Jose, and to ride there it was going to be like 13 miles. And then I realized that by using Caltrain, I could bring it back down to, once again, about 5 miles of riding, and then the rest of it on the train, and still do it in a decent amount of time. So I became a Caltrain commuter, and I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. You get to meet people and everything. But you also get to see some of the places in the system that just are kind of odd. And you learn a lot more about how Caltrain came to have the bikes and some of the issues behind it. It's been a while since my first time on Caltrain, but with a bike, you really need to be able to carry it because most of the trains have 3 steps that are actually pretty steep. And, you know, I've got a bag with my laptop in it, and I get a lot of women who ask me, how do you get your bike on the train? But I've learned a certain way to pick it up so that I don't trip on the steps, and that's the first big deal. And the 4 seats downstairs is kind of the social zone. I've ended up meeting people on the train that, you know, you never know who you're going to hit, but you end up with a group of friends that you can kind of hang with. I had seen some of their results they were reporting from their rider surveys, and I felt like they were downplaying the importance of bikes because I'd seen the numbers, and I knew that 11% of all the people on Caltrain were bikes. I knew that the increase was 121% over the last 3 years. But when they put it out to the media, they were focusing more about how the more people are walking. And there were more people walking to the station and from the station, but really there was a bigger impact on the bikes. So I kind of got annoyed. And so actually, it's a funny story. I tweeted about it to Caltrain. I said, well, why are you hiding the real story here? And the editor of the Mountain View Voice saw it and asked me if I wanted to write an op-ed after seeing some of the interchange. So I hunkered down with some of the data and talked to some friends who knew even more about the background of Caltrain. And that's where this piece, Caltrain Bikes in 21st Century Choices, came about.
Would you mind reading some of it for me?
Okay. All it takes is a trip downtown at 6 p.m. on a weeknight to see the changes. Bikes overflow the racks on Castro Street and are locked to every available tree and posts. Crowds of people cross Central Expressway on foot and on bikes with each signal cycle. The Caltrain platform teams with riders, pushing their way onto trains that are standing room only by the time they reach Palo Alto. For Caltrain, it means that recognizing that for many riders, bikes are the most convenient first and last mile solution, faster than shuttles for trips up to 3 miles when there's congestion, and cheaper than car parking at stations, both for the rider and for Caltrain. It means that ensuring bike capacity of new electrified trains is at least 10% of the total capacity. It means that expanding bike share into office areas like North Bay Shore and into popular housing areas like Mission and San Francisco are really important too. Times have changed, and people are showing they want options other than driving. How will we invest to support them? There's a really great river trail, a Guadalupe River Trail, that goes pretty much straight from the Caltrain station to my office. So for me, it's just a wonderful way to start my day. It actually takes me longer than if I were to drive because the drive south isn't that bad. So I'm not doing it to get out of traffic like a lot of the people on Caltrain. Oh, it's so much fun. When I switched from having a straight commute of just 5 miles to having to take the train, at first I thought it was going to be a hassle, and I didn't realize how much it would enrich my life. I mean, through riding the train, I now know the head of San Jose's active transportation department. I met a climate science professor and his wife who teaches riding. I have more friends now that I've gotten through the train experience, and it's kind of fun. You just never know who you're going to run into. It's created a community.